Hi, Hosan. I'm
Hello.
very happy to have you here.
As am I.
Thank you for coming. We're doing an interview with you because I personally saw you, since long time here in Tiruvannamalai. And I heard your story from many different sources, and I felt, wow, that's very transforming, intense story, and also what brought you here to India. So please, I like to interview you because I think you can give a lot of your insight to the people out there. And what made you come to India, and can you tell us a little bit of your story?
Yeah, it was. I was doing Reiki. I was working at the University of Illinois at the Simmons Cancer Institute doing Reiki on cancer patients. And one of the other Reiki practitioners said, I had a channeling and Archangel Michael mentioned you, and he said this. And whatever she told me, and I don't remember what she said now, but it was very accurate. And I was a skeptic when it comes to channelings and different things, but I loved my celestial family. So I'm like, I would like to have a channeling. Because I have some questions about what happened to me when I was in Miami, and what happened with my blindness and things like that. So she gave me the number for the channeler. And so I had a channeling, and Archangel Michael came in, and he during the channeling he explained that I was overcome by a lot of beast-like demonic forces that tried to stamp out my light. But the unique thing was that throughout the interview, at the channeling, Mother Earth came in. And she says, greetings, this is Mother Earth. And she said, I would like you to not be so isolated and not live alone. I'd like you to live in a community where there's devotion and meditation. And I didn't like that idea. I love living by myself. And I thought that's not really what I want to do. So I asked for more clarification. I said, what do you mean? Any advice or suggestions in this regard would be greatly appreciated. And she said, I want you to move to India. I'm like, what? Yeah, that's my dream. And but where do I go? I mean, and I said I have two destinations in mind. I said the Self-Realization Fellowship or the Yogoda Satsanga Society, because I've been a Kriyaban for many years with Yogananda. And I said the other place I have in mind is the Oneness University. But is there another place I should go? And she says, no, go ahead and go to the Self-Realization Fellowship. Take nothing but a small bag and a toothpaste and toothbrush, and you'll be guided and protected. And she said, and I promise you that you're going to fully recover your eyesight back, but I need you to be in India so you can share your light. And I'm like, wow. She said, and you're to go now. So I got that instruction on March 21st, 2013. And by May 7th of 2013, I was in India. And so I went up north to Ranchi first to the Yogoda Satsanga Society, Paramahansa Yogananda's first ashram that he opened up years ago. And I stayed there for almost 2 weeks. And then I went down south to the Oneness University, and I was there for almost 2 months. And then I was traveling around with a friend, and we heard about Tiruvannamalai and Arunachala. And I had no idea about none of that. I didn't know who Ramana Maharshi was. I didn't know about Arunachala. I just heard that people walk around the mountain on a full moon and get a blessing. I thought that'd be a cool thing to do. So let's do that. So we got in the taxi, and all of a sudden, I started feeling the mountain as we was getting close. Because I never know where I'm at, but I started feeling. I'm like, did you guys feel that? And they're like, no, what do you feel? I said, I feel like I am fire. Like there's fire surrounded by my skin. Inside my skin, there's no bones, there's no organs. It's just fire. And the taxi driver says, yeah, that's Arunachala. And I didn't know who that was. I thought that was some guru or something. I said, who's Arunachala? And he said, that's the mountain, And then I started realizing, because I studied the chakra system of the earth, I thought, oh, this Arunachala here in Tiruvannamalai is actually the Manipura chakra of the earth, or one of them. This is the fire center of the earth. And I can feel it. So that night, and my meditations were off the charts. I was having so many visions, hearing celestial sounds of Om and chanting in my inner mind as I was meditating. I even almost started levitating. I never really got lifted off, but I started floating in place. And I'm like, I like this place. I'm going to stay here. And so here I am.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and it's been almost 2 years now.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow, and you mentioned your blindness, so there's a big story how you became blind, and also what you just mentioned with the negative forces.
Yeah.
And you just told me before we started this interview that before you had the negative forces, you had very beautiful light experience. So what happened? You know, it seems to me you was a very uplifting spiritual child already, because you had already visions and beautiful things with 5 years. So when you was 5 years, so what happened? What happened? And where you was before, at which place, and then what happened?
Yeah. Well, like I said before, I've been a minister since I was 5 years old. I grew up one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And I've been public speaking, and I did lots of volunteer work, and I've always spent my entire life in the ministry, doing something spiritual, teaching the misinterpretations of the Bible, as I say now. And so I got married young because I wanted to be a missionary, and I wanted to find someone who also wanted to be a missionary, who wanted to leave the country and serve in another country to help other people. And I met someone, and we did. We went to South America. We was there many times, and up in the mountain, the jungles, and I spoke in big stadiums in Venezuela in Spanish. I taught myself Spanish. But the religion itself, I started to realize, was not really... my heart was bothered by some of the things that they were making me do in the organization. And I didn't feel that it was very Christ-like. And so when you grow up with a religion, you equate the divine with the religion. You equate God with the religion. So if you ever leave the religion, it's almost like you leave God. There's no separation. And so I kind of felt really bad for being in the religion because I didn't agree with some of their beliefs anymore. I started to become directly connected to the God source. And I didn't need any intermediaries in between. I didn't need someone putting themselves in between me and God. I felt I had a direct connection, that God was speaking through me, as me, But I felt really bad being an elder, and I didn't want to be married anymore. Me and my ex-wife had nothing in common except for the religion. And so since I didn't want to be a part of that religion anymore, I didn't want to be with her. And so I decided to leave the religion and leave her. And so I did. I told the body of elders that I'm stepping down as an elder. I no longer want to be an elder, and I got excommunicated. So I left and I moved to Miami, and for the first time I really got involved with smoking drugs and weed and marijuana and ecstasy and sex and things, and which opened me up for the first time, exposed me to really dark entities. And for a while I was having a good time, Nothing really bad was happening. I still felt that I was being supported by the universe. I was making lots of money doing my job, and I've always been a very happy person. But then all of a sudden, I had this big contract and I needed some help, so I called my brother to come down and help me. And when he came down, it's like I got unplugged from the blessings, and a lot of bad things started happening. My van got broken into many times. I got my, motorcycle repossessed, and all of a sudden I couldn't find any work. And all of a sudden I started being attacked, hearing voices that weren't benevolent. I felt, and I never had a fear, but I started to feel like something was trying to invoke or project fear upon me. So in the year 2004, that summer in South Florida, there were 4 hurricanes back to back. And one night, during one of the hurricanes, we was in a hotel room because we used to travel around doing these jobs. All of a sudden the power went out. No power. So what are we going to do? We're going to sit here in the dark, or we're going to go somewhere where there's light. So me and my brother decided to go somewhere and go to a bar and get something to drink or something, not just stay in a dark hotel room. And my brother was like, "Hey man, something just came into this room." And my brother's not a scary person either. He's he don't have any fear, but I could look on his face and he was afraid. I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, something like a being just came in this room. And I started getting upset, like, "Hey, if you can see us, let us see you. Who are you? Show yourself." And I started screaming out loud, "Show yourself! show yourself, you know. And I started screaming at the top of my voice, show yourself, don't be a coward, let us see you. And the next thing I know, I was being picked off the ground by police. And I had just my underwear on, and the room was totally demolished. I mean, the bed was bolted to the concrete floor, and it was ripped out of the concrete, and there's big chunks of concrete, you know. I don't think I could have done that, you know. And there's big holes in the wall, like we got thrown against the walls, and the mirrors and all the windows were shattered, and glass was everywhere. We didn't have a scratch on us, but I was coming out of this, I don't know what happened. The last thing I remember, I was screaming, show yourself! And now I'm just being picked off the ground, coming back into my body from these police, and we're getting arrested. And I've never been in handcuffs before. I'm like, I got handcuffs on. What's happening? And my brother's looking at me, he's like, Hosan, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. The metal door to the hotel room that opened to the inside of the room was pushed to the outside, broken off its hinges and split in half. A metal door. I mean, something went on that was very powerful, and I don't have any recollection of what was going on. So they put us in the hallway with handcuffs on as they was, you know, making their investigation and documentation. I'm like, what in the world just happened? My brother had no idea. I had no memory. And so we go to jail. And so my boss bails us out because we were in the middle of a big job. So we go back to the hotel, and I'm asking the lady downstairs, have you ever had any like paranormal activity in this hotel before? And she's like, no. I'm like, what happened? And she's like, well, 2 giant angels tried to take you to the roof, and you fought them off.
What?
That's what I said. What? Who told you that? She goes, you did. I have no memory of that. I'm like, wow. So we gather our stuff, and we go to the job site, and we go to another hotel. And I've been laying floors for a long time. I can do it with my eyes closed, and, you know, basically in my sleep. But for some reason, all of a sudden, I forgot how to do this job. I forgot how to cut laminate. I forgot how to cut door jambs. My brain was not functioning properly. And at the time, I was smoking cigarettes. So I was like, we just had a break. So maybe, you know, and my brother came back to me and said, hey, son, I don't know what's wrong. I can't think, man. I got to take a break. All right, let's take a break. So we get in the car, we go to find a convenience store to get some Coke or something and some chips or something, and then buy some more cigarettes. But as I was driving south, all of a sudden something took control of my body, and I couldn't turn the car. And I couldn't lift off the gas. I'm like, hey man, I can't move. My brother's like, what you mean you can't move? I'm like, literally, I cannot move. I want to get off this exit here, but I am not able to move my body. Now these kind of things have happened to my brother many times in the past, but never to me. So I'm driving south, and I'm in Fort Lauderdale at the time. I'm heading toward Miami, and our job's in Fort Lauderdale, so I'm like, I'm like, I can't turn the car. So, I'm just going to flow with it. You know, I'm not going to resist, just keep driving. So I'm driving. We passed Miami. Now we're heading to the Keys. I'm like, oh my God, that's 3 hours away to Key West. And I still can't turn the car off the highway. Something's making me drive south. Okay, so we drive south. Then I realize we're almost out of gas. Only then am I allowed to pull off the highway just to get gas. And then I'm going to try to go back north. But nope, the car's going south. I'm divinely, or something's guiding me to go only south. And we didn't get paid yet, so we don't really have any money. We have like maybe $40 to us between us. So 3 hours later, we finally arrive in Key West, Florida, the furthest south point on the States. Where did we go? So the car's driving itself through my body. I'm like, wow, I guess we're going this way. So we're driving left. And we pull up to this hotel, a cheap hotel. So I guess we're going to stay here tonight, you know. We get a hotel room, and you only got like $20 left, because it's a real cheap hotel. And we have a shot of Jägermeister and a beer. And then we're out of money. And that's all we have. So what are we going to do, man? Well, let's go to the beach. Because it's right on the beach. So we go to this pier. And it was a full moon night, and I didn't even know that. You know, I didn't even follow stuff like that back in those days. This was, like I said, in 2004. And it felt really eerie, like something was around, like an energy field was around us. But it wasn't a very good energy field. It was very, you know, threatening. Mm-hmm. And my brother was laying on the pier with his arms out, like, you know, in a cross position, and he was just wailing, crying hard. And he don't cry. I mean, he's one of those tough guys, you know. And he was really crying really hard. And then I heard a voice, really loud, like it came from the moon behind me. It says, "Kill your brother." I'm like, man, fuck you, you know, what do you mean kill him? You kill him, I'm not killing my brother, you know. And I got really mad and started screaming and hollering again, you know, like, whoever said that, you know. And then we get this intuition to get into the water. It's nighttime, it's around midnight. Get into the ocean, you know, baptize ourselves for some kind of ceremony. So, okay, we go into the water, we dunk ourselves all the way underwater, me and my brother, and then it's like something clears out of our air, out of our aura. Like, now what we do? Like, man, I'm tired, man. Let's just go back to the hotel room. I don't even want to think about none of this. I don't understand it, first of all. So let's just go back to the hotel room. So we do. And when we get in the hotel room, my brother says the same thing again. "Did you see that?" I'm like, "What?" He says, "Never mind." I'm like, "What, man? What? Josh, what'd you see?" He says, "Never mind." All right, I'm not going to push it. I got sand all over me. I'm going to jump in the shower. So I go in the shower and rinse off. And as I come out of the shower, I'm looking at the mirror in the bathroom. And I'm looking at myself in the mirror. And I see another face inside my face. Like a spiritual face inside my head. Looking back through my head. And it's beautiful. It looks like an angelic form of me. But I've never seen this before. So I didn't really know what I was looking at. And I'm looking like, what? I'm transparent. And I can see through my face to another face. A white, pure white light. And I didn't believe what I was seeing, so I'm looking down, I'm looking back up, and it's still there. I'm looking this way, looking that way, looking around. Yeah, I'm seeing this face in my face. I'm looking at something. I have no idea what's going on. And I'm too tired to think. It's midnight, I'm tired. So I just go to bed. And just around dawn, when the sun's just coming up, I wake up wide awake. And usually I'm not like that. It takes a long time for me to wake up, but I wake up like, wide awake. And I hear this voice in my consciousness that I interpret at the time as the Christ that tells me, "Come for me, my son. I'm in the abyss. Go to the ocean and start swimming. And when you get to the middle, when you can see no land, start swimming down. And there you will find me." I'm like, I'm on my way, you know. So I kiss my brother and say, "Hey, man, go back to your family." And something makes me take all my clothes off, and I start running through the street, heading to the beach. People are screaming. People with ladies with strollers, like, naked man running through the street, you know. And I realized I was running superhuman fast. I mean, faster than cars. I can feel my power. I feel extremely powerful. Let me go back. When I was little, I used to be at church. And I'll be sitting, and especially during prayer, if I would relax my body, I would jump out of my body, and I feel like I was 30 feet tall. I could feel like my feet were way down there, and I felt like a giant, like bigger than the building. And if I would move any part of my body, like if I move a finger or move my leg, I'd jump back into my body, and I feel small again. But if I would relax, I felt like I was bigger than the building. I felt huge. And when I was running through the streets in Miami, I felt superhuman fast. I was like passing up cars that were going at least, I don't know how fast they're going, I'm just going to say 20, 25 miles an hour. But, you know, I couldn't believe how fast I was running. And the police started chasing me in cars and pulling up alongside of me, and I was out running the cars. Like superhuman fast. And they was reaching out, spraying me with mace outside the car, and it didn't phase. It tasted like sugar candy, you know, it didn't phase me a bit. And I was jumping over cars, leaping over them like some superhuman person. Grabbing the cops and just throwing them in the air with the strength of 30 men. And then they kind of surrounded me and started pulling their guns out. And I'm like, okay, you know. And then they strapped me to this chair with the wrists and the ankles and across the chest. And that's when I started feeling something inside me get angry. And I've never been an angry person. I've never been, you know, one to be mad or irritated or so, you know. But whatever was inside of me was pissed off, and it was like rah, screaming like an animal. And I was like, rah, but I was observing this happening to me, and I was like, man, what is? My hands felt huge, and felt like I had claws, and I was cursing and swearing, and all kind of crazy stuff, man. But I still was aware, but I just had no control. So they took me into this cell, and here I am again going to jail. I've never been to jail before. And so they let me out, and I feel something in my body start to control my body again. Like my hands are moving on its own. I'm like, what's going on? And I hear this voice, and I'm sitting on this big, I don't know what to call it, it looked like a horse trough turned upside down, big hollow plastic thing. And it said the devil's and the Satan's in there, and he's going to get you. And I was like, you can't scare me with that stuff, man. But I started to feel fear. And when I started feeling fear, giving way to the energy of fear, that's when it started to take more control over me. And so my hands started going up to my throat. I'm like, what the heck? And someone's trying to choke me with my own hands. But I can't, I can't be choked. I can't die. Someone's tried to make me bite my tongue off. I'm like, what is happening? Somebody tried to bite my lips off. And then I saw it coming. Oh no. It's going for my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. One hand lifted right, went in my eye, squeezed my eye, and it burst, and all the blood just ran down. And I didn't feel any pain. I'm just observing this happening. Just grabbed the other eye, but it wouldn't break, so it just yanked and like pulled my eye out. Still, I felt no pain. I'm still like kind of wondering, but that's when I left my body and I went to these. I was going back and forth to heavenly realms with angels and crystal castles and rainbows that weren't like this. They were like kind of going up to a diagonal point, and where the trees and the flowers would smile at you and sing to you as you walk by, and the grass would turn colors like lights. Then I would shoot back down to these hellish realms with all these demon-like beings, and I go from heaven to hellish realms really quick. And then the guard that was watching me said, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" I had blood all over me, and he came and they tackled me down, they strapped me up again, and put me in this jacket, and I'm going to all these realms, and so now I'm in this heavenly courtroom, as I understand. It's a huge building with a big golden dome. On the right side is all these demons and all these demonic forces and fangs and dragons and stuff. On the left side is all these angels with wings, and some of them had multiple wings, like 10 wings, and they're all spread out with all these colors and stuff. And this one demonic-like person had this gigantic book with a chain, and he opened the book, and it was like accusing me of all these things or whatever, and there was a rebuttal on the light side, and I was like, then I started realizing that they're trying to figure out who's going to get me. Who am I going to go with? I'm like, hey, I'm going with the light, I'm going with the angels. I'm over here. That's where I'm going. I'm choosing the light. And they were going back and forth, and they would say something, and I couldn't really understand what they were saying. They were speaking in different languages, different tongues. And then all of a sudden, the ground started, there's a minor earthquake, and all of a sudden the whole roof was lifted off, and a gigantic hand, bigger than the building, lifted the roof off. And a gigantic hand of light came down and pointed right to me. And his hand was huge. A big finger, like this big, wide, pointed right to me in a voice that made everybody, including myself, start shaking and trembling and say, "He, by far, is the most worthy." And the hand went up, and he grabbed this roof, and the roof came back down. And then all of a sudden, so much light came from the side of the angels. I'm like, yes, I'm being released. And here comes the angels. One angel with huge wings came over to me, but he didn't look happy, man. I'm like, looking in his face. He did something very strange. I had no shirt on, so he took my left nipple and took a syringe and took a blood sample out of my left nipple and looked at me real solemn and says, "No matter what happens, we'll get you back." I'm like, no. And here they come. The darkness comes to take me. I'm like, no, I don't want to go with it, man. I want to go with y'all. Take me with you guys. Nope. And so they grab me and rush me down. And I'm always with this angel, always standing by my side. And I have one dark being on one side and one angel on my side. And I'm going through these. I guess they're taking me through as a tour through these hellish realms where I see these poor people chained to the wall and these beast-like beings with claws like this long, rip half their whole body off, and all the intestines are spilled out on the ground, their organs are hanging, and just before they scream, and just before they die, they heal them back up perfectly fine, and they come back just to do it again, and they rip them off, and they're like, and they almost die, and they heal them back up over and over again. And I hear this voice, look, take note, and observe. Nothing happens to me, I'm just the observer, and I'm going through all these places, and the angel and the demon are walking me through these places, and I'm just watching like, where am I at? Never knowing where I'm at, never knowing what's going on, but I'm seeing all these crazy things. And then I go to this place where I feel like I'm in ice, like I'm inside of a glacier, and I'm inside this big chamber. There's floor and everything around me, the roof, ceilings is ice, thick ice. But now I'm by myself, and I'm walking and I'm not cold, but I can tell I'm inside of a glacier. And then I come up with this person chained to the ice. And he's like, no, get out. Run. Don't stay here. Go, get out of here. And I'm like, what? Where do I go? What? And all of a sudden I see fire coming down, melting the ice just to get to this person and me. And
wait. Technically, I'm so sorry. We have to make a short stop. And because half an hour is gone.
Okay.
So, but I love to hear other story because the video is off now.
Okay.
And we really love to hear the story.
All right.
So we just reset to the new one. Okay?
All right.
Wow, amazing Story. Whoa. Ja, jetzt.
Jetzt geht's weiter. Okay.
Ja. Okay, super. So we move on.
Okay. So I've always, even when I was a little kid, as a little kid, I always felt invincible. I've always felt superhuman. I used to wake up in the morning and just stretch, and I feel energy. I always felt powerful. Like I'm not normal. Something's different. Anyway, I'm seeing this fire come down through the ice, and the fire comes and starts burning me. And I'm like, I'm not afraid, but all of a sudden it starts to burn me. And I fall on the ground, and I look at my skin. My skin's all black and charred. I'm like, how could this be? I'm invincible. There's nothing should be able to touch me. I'm all powerful. And when I said that thought, my skin started to heal. And I became whole again. And then I got mad, and I looked up, and it was like this kind of dragon, like Godzilla, like beast was, So I'm like, oh, you want me? You want to fight me? You want to eat me? You want to burn me? And I had the ability to levitate in this place, and I floated up, and I flew into his mouth and went down his throat and started kicking out his throat. And I flew out his throat, and as it was going down, I was floating in the air, and when it died, right in my eyes. And so then I find myself back into the chair again. I'm like, wow, I'm back. Where am I? I'm in the hospital. And so these guards start. I come back because there's somebody's unhooking my restraints. And I'm blind. My eyes are burning like fire, and there's still dried blood on my face because the doctor hadn't cleaned me up right. So they put me in handcuffs and a chain around my waist with the handcuffs connected to the chain around my waist, and the chain around my ankles with the chain connected to my waist. So I can, walking in there. They're really treating me bad, pushing me, and come on and stuff. And like I said, I've been in martial arts all my life, and I used to always fight multiple people. That's part of our training in Kimpo. We fight many people at the same time. And I never had a temper, but I started to get really mad. And hey man, stop pushing me like that, man. And it's like, shut up, and they're just pushing me. And I'm like, okay, I've had enough. I'm not moving. And they're moving, they can't budge me. I was like, man, if you push me again, and sure enough, they pushed me. And I felt that superhumanness coming to me again, and I was pissed, and I snapped the handcuffs like crackers. And I just started, and I blacked out. And next thing you know, on my back, some guy stomps me in my face, and that just makes me mad. So I grab his ankles, and I'm picking him, slinging him like a sling, and I black out again. So then I wake up, and I'm naked, and I'm cold in this place, and I come to, and I lick my lips, and I'm like, oh, I got a full beard. A full, thick beard. Which means minimum 3 weeks. I've been laying here, unconscious. And I'm like, hello? Hello? And I hear some sounds over there, so I get up, and it's like cold, and I'm like, I haven't eaten, I feel hungry. And I'm trying to feel, 'cause I can't see. I feel this glass, I'm like, hello? And like, yes, can we help you? I'm like, where am I? Like, you're on the 9th floor. Like, what is the 9th floor? You're in the psych ward. Okay, what am I doing here? And it's like, well, you really hurt some guards really bad, and we don't know what to do with you. I'm like, I hurt some guards really bad. And all of a sudden, zoop, 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 I'm getting all these flashes of memory coming back, fragments of memory. And I remember bits and pieces, and so I need to get out of here. And now this that I'm about to say is I learned later when my mom came to get me. She told me what the doctors were saying. During this 3-week span where I was growing a full beard, she said, the doctor said, she's like, I want to talk to my son. Your son's incoherent. He won't respond to anybody. He won't eat his food. He won't keep clothes on. Sometimes he levitates 3 feet off the ground. He's speaking in tongues we don't understand. He's speaking to beings we don't see. And we don't know what's wrong with him. You should put the phone to his ear because he'll recognize my voice. I said, no, man, we can't do that. We don't know. He really hurt people and he's dangerous. Does he know martial arts? She goes, yes, he does. And he's like, we don't know what the guard's afraid to go in there because they don't know what if he's going to attack him or what. She's, well, I'm coming. I'm on my way. And so, and I remember having these deep conversations with God. I don't remember the details of these. And I was like, I don't get this. Why is the world like this? It should be different. And I remember this big hand, placed this big hand on my shoulder. Huge hand, like fingers like this long. At this point, I don't trust nothing I hear. I don't trust nothing I see. I don't trust anything because I don't know what is going on. Or who's talking to me if you're on the side of the light or on the side of the dark. I don't know. I know I'm on the light. I don't know nothing else. That's all I know. And so this big hand rests on me. I'm like, who's that? I hear this real deep baritone voice that says, hello, brother. I'm like, brother, who are you? My name is Michael. I'm like, I don't have a brother named Michael. I'm like, you mean Archangel Michael? So I look up and it's this gigantic guy, but he has a sheet over his head and I can't see his face. And he says, you must not look at my face directly. I'm like, shit. So I grab the sheet and I pull it off and I black out. I don't remember what it looked like or nothing like that. So then I come to again, or I leave my body and I'm in front of this gigantic being on a throne, a golden throne with a golden being. And I'm looking up and again, this voice says, don't look at me directly in the face. They always say that to me. Don't look me directly in the face. So I go to do it on purpose, but then I realize maybe I shouldn't. So I hesitate, so I bow my head. And then all of a sudden, up stands 4 gigantic spiritual lions that were seated around this throne that I didn't see before until I went to look up and put my head down. And they go in a counterclockwise around the being on the throne, and they come heading straight for me, look at me intently in the eyes. And I understood, I deduced that they were trying to sense fear in me. And so I was looking them right in the face, and so I leaned forward like I'm not afraid. So I'm looking at the lions, and I can feel their breath. I can feel their whiskers that get right in my face, and I'm looking at them eye to eye. And they're the ones that look away. And they look away. Then there's 4 of them. And here comes another one. I'm looking right in the eyes of these lions. And they're transparent. They're spiritual. I can see through them. And they're just looking at me. I can hear their breath. And they're just looking at me with no intimidation. They just want to see if they see fear in me. And it's like, nope. I'm looking right at them until they turn their gaze away. So, and then I hear the angels coming. And they have these fast wings. I hear the wings all around. And I start lifting off my chair. And it's like, okay, you can do it. You're all powerful. You have no idea who you are. Break off, lift. I was like, I can't. Yes, you can. Just lift up. I can't. And then Archangel Michael comes to me and says, we've never said this to anyone, but my son, you are an incarnation of the Holy of the Holies in physical form. Your position is at the right hand of God, and you come to earth to assist mankind You come to plant a planet right when when a planet's about to ascend. We send you here to assist in the ascension process. He said it again. I repeat. You are an incarnation of the Holy of the Holies in physical form. You have no idea your importance, but you're here to assist mankind and Mother Earth ascend. You made the choice to be blind to help your ascension process. You are so loved, you have no idea how much you are loved. Your blindness is only temporary. You're going to fully recover your sight. And when you do, you will fully become a Christ, and everyone on earth will know who you are. But just hold on. Very soon, you'll regain your sight. And then I'm back in my body again. And I've always had these visions of of being a healer, going over to heal anybody at will. And I've always had this one particular dream where I walk into a hospital, like a multi-story hospital, 12, 15 stories, and I go in each of the rooms and I see people with IVs and they're hooked to these things and they're like, doot, doot, and they're just on their way out and they're like really mad at God. And I go up to them and I whisper in their ear, did you believe in God? And they're mad, like, no, I don't believe in God. I'm like, God believes in you. And I just touch him and I heal him. And when I walk out of the hospital, everybody walks out with me, And I've always had this vision of healing people and levitating in the street and flying through the street, not like, remember, standing up, just flying over the cars. And I've met beings that never tell me who they are. They always pat me on this, and I'll be meditating, and all of a sudden these beings will come out of the floor looking at me and smiling and surrounding me. All of them, I'm like, who are you guys, And just looking at me, they're putting their palms to me like this and like smiling, nodding. I'm like, say something, man. What's your name, man? And they just look at me and smile and they just go back into the ground, Or gigantic beings or animals will come out of the ground, look at me inquisitively with one eye or something, or a whale will come out and look at me and go back under the ground. Strange stuff, man. I have no idea what it all means. I'm just telling you my experience,
So do you feel, since you are blind, that the negative forces are completely gone?
No, they're still there.
They're still there.
But they don't have much of a control. Mm-hmm. And I realize now that the negative beings were aspects of myself. Because as Mother Earth told me in one of the channelings, she said, Hosan, when you first came into this earth plane, you had a choice to go right or go left. Mm-hmm. You went both ways. Mm-hmm. Now it's time to bring all your energies back into unity, into oneness. So I've been, I've spent many, she said, I've had many lifetimes as sages and yogis and emperors and kings, and I've had many lifetimes where I was not very pretty and were not very nice, And so, and now I feel that, very soon, because I can feel my energy, I can feel the energy of the earth changing. And something's, in the next couple of years, something very drastic is going to happen to this planet where that we're going to get, we already are, but people who really aren't sensitive, even though they're not sensitive, they'll start to feel that we're getting a push in the acceleration of our ascension process. We're getting help.
And so there are some saints, for example, in Europe we have Pater Pio, where I don't know if you know him. He is a very intense yogi, but he was connected to the Catholic Church. Mm-hmm. But anyhow, it doesn't matter which church or whatever he is. And he was also very powerful in levitating, interesting. Mm-hmm. And he was also attacked over and over again by negative forces.
Yes.
There's so many people who are in very high spirit also hear that other side. And why do you think that is?
Because that which has had control over this planet for eons, their job is to stamp out anyone's light. And if you have a very powerful, strong light or come from a very high realm, you're a target because you're a threat. Because I and many others like myself has come here to hold the frequency of love and light for those who cannot. And one light worker can hold a light for over 100,000 people. So it just takes like 1.5% of the global population to really harness the light, and they act as surrogate saviors. They'll be able to hold the frequency where others can't, and I'm just one of those, and I know it. I've always known it.
And I want to say how dangerous it is when you have such a high vibration, like you had since your childhood, you felt something is different. You felt the presence, you felt the vibration. How dangerous it can be to use drugs, to use alcohol, because that is inviting.
It opens you up. Yes.
Right.
But it's dangerous only in a way. Those who are the light, which we all are, but we have different intensities and different frequencies and vibrations, and we come from different realms. Some are, you're never in any danger. It's only the fear that makes you think that you're in trouble. Because
they love to feed on fear.
Yes.
Their job is to feed on fear and drama and, big drama. They love the drama.
But if you're not afraid, and even if you face your fear, then they have no harm.
Right.
And I also, something happened to me I don't know how, but since I've been here, that I realized, since the darkness only has a certain frequency, I realized that you guys are coming to me, because sometimes I see them fill my room. I'm surrounded by all these dark beings, but they're not trying to harm me. They're coming to me for help.
Yes.
They're coming to me because they realize they can sense the energy coming off of me. They come here to be healed.
It's like Daskalus. I don't know if you know him. He's a very powerful Greek healer. He's not in his body anymore. And Daskalus was also a very strong healer. And he was very, very good in astral projection. So he left his body on will. I had, like Jesus, like the number of 12 very good students. And he took them regularly for astral travels. And one time he put a separate chair. And he said, we have one more guest. He's a small demon. And this demon wanted to learn how to become a good person, actually. And he said to take the energy of the demon in a good vibration, and took him so much energy, like he could enlighten 100 people. But he still took his energy in that, So, and that actually is very interesting, that sometimes the vibration can be so high that some beings on the other side, they feel, something is maybe a little stuck, maybe there's some light. I see what I can do, And so amazing for me is that you also said the experience of being blind doesn't make you sad anymore, but it makes you like very happy to have the opportunity to serve the light and to recognize what gift that is for you. Can you describe that?
Because since my third eye is open completely, that's the first meditation I learned. I didn't learn anything about meditation until after I became blind. And opening my ajna was the first meditation I learned. You wouldn't believe how much life surrounds us all. It floats in the air. Creatures and beings that swim through the air. I can see them. Like, for instance, whenever you have an itch, you scratch. Why? Why are you scratching? There's something on you. There's a being. There's a little entity. There's something, a little life form that snuggles up to you. That feels your warmth, feels your vibration. Everything that exists in the cosmos, in the physical creation, we're siblings with. We're family. There's nothing that isn't part of our family. Different grades of consciousness, different types of beings. Some have a very low vibration, some have an extremely high vibration. It doesn't matter. We're all family. We all come from the same source.
Right.
If we have an open heart, open arm, open mind approach to all of life, the universe responds in a like manner. If we have this, get away, who are you? If you have this negative feeling or this rejection, the universe has no choice but to act the same way towards you. So, and it doesn't matter what they look like or what smell you smell or who you, if you can have an open heart, open-armed and open-mind approach to every aspect of life, it helps to accelerate, to really see that I'm one with everything, and everything is a part of me. I am the Supreme Godhead. I am the Supreme God Source having this human experience. And sometimes you have flashes, you'll start remembering who you used to be. Not just pre-human life, but pre-Earth, other universes, and we have so many family members, angelic realms, angelic family members who remember and have their full memory and everything. And it's like, we remember who you are. You just don't remember us. We love you, and come home. And the way you come home is that you don't have to go anywhere. Just be the state of love. Just make sure that every thought, word, action, feeling, belief, memory, response is based in love. I mean, everything. And if you have a negative thought, which comes up, okay, acknowledge that negative thought and replace that negative thought with a positive thought. You know, just to counterbalance it. Or have a stronger thought of something positive. To consciously stay in the state and vibrational frequencies of love and light and wisdom. It does so much because when you do that, the universe, like energy attracts like energy. And the universe, the energies of the universe, see, as I understand through our channels with Cryon and other beings, that our solar system is now flying through a part of our galaxy where humanity has never been before. The last time we were in this sector of the galaxy, there were no humans. It's been millions and millions of years ago. Because it takes 20 million years to go make one revolution around our galaxy. Now the type of energy that we're flying through is all benevolent energy. It's all light. And so it's here to push out the darkness. And so a lot of people are having difficulty because they have a lot of density, a lot of darkness inside. So when there's an opening, when the light goes in, it tries to push all the darkness out. It can't occupy the same space. So you might want to respond with, stop doing that. But you'll start screaming and hollering, you know. Whoa, where'd that come from? It will just be purged out of you. Let it go. You know, don't worry about it. Just like, apologize if you have to, but realize you're being cleansed. Everybody on earth is going through a quantum shift in cleansing energetically. Yes. Most people don't know what's happening to them. But those us who are light workers and who are on the path of spirituality, we know we can feel it, you know. And our job is no matter how other people respond, to always try to respond in love and light. But not negate maybe you wake up feeling negative. Feel that fully without allowing it to cause you to react negatively. It's okay to feel it, but just don't react from it. It's like, okay, I feel not good today. I feel like I want to be isolated, but I'm going to feel that and continue with my day-to-day activities, my meditation. I'm not going to allow that, but I'm not going to avoid it either, because that also helps burn off that which is in us that is no longer serving us.
Right.
And so not to have any kind of rejection toward any aspect of life. Accept all, embrace all with awareness. That no, I don't have light, or I don't have love, I don't show love. I am that. I am love, and I am light.
That's very beautiful.
Just keep that as the conscious, you know. And so whenever you feel anything that's not light, okay, I feel that, I'm going to respond otherwise, you know. It's a practice, you know.
It's a practice. And it's the same like I showed you my temple room.
Yes.
You know, Ramalinga Swami, as, you know, his concept of the light, calling the light through the mantra, Arut Perum Jyoti, means the highest light, the highest love. Arut Perum Jyoti, Tani Perum Karunai means please come in me. And Ramalinga Swami said after 2012 lots of people will start to do that, lots of energy will come to them. And I think in many different ways, you know, many traditions, God has so many ways of doing this, but I agree, I feel there's a big shift at the moment in the consciousness of the people.
And there's so many beings that I'm in heart and mind telepathic communication with, like the Pleiadians, the Carpathians, the Orions, the Sirians, the Arcturians. These are all beings who are all living on ascended planets in our galaxy that are coming here and they are here now to assist mankind. They can't interfere because we have free will, but anytime we reach our hand out metaphorically, like I help, you know, they're right there. Our celestial family is vast beyond our comprehension. We have so much help now. And they're always around us. I can see them and feel them. Most people aren't privy to they're aware. They're not aware that they're there. So many angels and beings that are here. Their purpose is to serve us. And if we wake up in the morning and thank Mother Earth and thank our celestial family for the help, every day when the sun rises, there's a new frequency of vibration hitting this earth that has never been here before. Not when man was here. And just to open your heart to that, I fully receive the energies of this day. To bless my cellular structure, my physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies, so that I can become more and more receptacle of love and light. To receive more love for myself, and also to help relate to all mankind, you know. And not just mankind, Mother Earth, the mineral, plant, animal, angelic kingdom, yes. That's our purpose, you know. We are God beings. And it's time that we realize that. And when you say realize that, what does that mean when you realize something? It's like, oh yeah.
It's like an insight.
I say, oh yeah.
Like a wake up.
Yes. I forgot. I am that. You know, I'm God. I am a God being. I'm not this little weak human being that is frail. I'm a being of very powerful light. And I have control over my emotions. I have control over my feelings. I have control over my thoughts. And I choose to think and feel and relay only love, only light, only wisdom. And when I don't, I'll recognize it and I'll ask my being that within my heart flame, the flame of love and light within my heart, help me. I need help, you know, and it's always there to help, you know. It's so beautiful.
It's very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
I thank you so much for
I'm honored.
this really amazing, what you're sharing. And really, today we're leaving to Germany, so
Yes.
I would love to hear more. So please, I want to invite you again when I come again.
Yes, yes.
Make a second interview
That
with
sounds
you.
wonderful,
Yeah?
yes. I'll give you my email address and
Yes.
my Facebook page. I have a lot of writings on my Facebook page.
Oh, beautiful.
A lot of things that I channeled as well. So
Okay, beautiful.
some are kind of, you know,
Okay.
but
Okay,
yeah.
okay, we connect, and
Yeah.
on the video we will add your Facebook page. I will stay in touch with you.
Okay.
So for you guys who are seeing that right now, we will put this on YouTube for you, and we will add all the email addresses and Facebook pages. And
Yes.
thank you for listening, and
God
thank you
bless
for
you all.
being here. And yes, namaste.
Namaste.